The United States underwent a transformative change after South Carolina seceded from the Union in 1860, followed by other states, leading to the Civil War in 1861. Yet, despite this tumultuous past, America continues to thrive, and many still aspire to reach its shores in pursuit of the American dream. Just as the sun has consistently shone, Nigeria's union has been subject of contention since its formation in 1914, when the northern and southern protectorates were united into a single entity. Despite numerous attempts to address the issues, the divisions have only grown wider. Is it time to overhaul our system and focus on good governance to create a more united and prosperous nation? Or is it time to separate? By advocating for a system based on the desire for good governance rather than ethnicity, we can move towards a brighter future, recognizing that there is a time for everything, including birth, death, war, and peace. We have the opportunity to reshape our nation's destiny. Join us for a thought-provoking and hope.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland, with love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my people. With love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we I'm about to go be down to somebody to let go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. First, my sincere apologies for starting a little bit behind schedule. It's due to an unfortunate circumstances. Again, thank you for joining me. My name is Oyinkrandu Lobio, aka Electricity. A lot has happened in the political space in Nigeria. I will be joined soon by a fellow colleague and a one whom I respect so much, and I will be answering some questions and weighing in on these issues of or the topic. Governance is not about vanity, and while I wait for him to join, we will listen to a video from our Rise News TV in respect to this particular broadcast and the rule of law and governance about the people. So hopefully, in the meantime, we will listen to the video and.
The senator representing Edo South, Nedai Maswen, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition, has denied reports that the road leading to his home in Edo State, as reported in a viral video by a content creator, Mr. Wi-Fi, is bad. Well, we sent our correspondent, Christy Macaulay, to assess the area. Well, Macaulay started her journey from Barrister Nedai Maswen Street in Amagba, GRA, where the senator's house is located, and found the street in motorable condition. Macaulay also assessed Ogofota Street in the same Amagba GRA, which is the street leading to the senator's house. And as reported by Mr. Wi-Fi, the street is indeed in bad shape. Let's take a look.
Missing teeth ruin your life. I know because I work with patients daily who have lost all or most of their.
This is Ogofota Street in Amagba GRA, leading to Senator Neda Imaswen's house.
Yeah, but I see Senator. See Senator representing Edo South. In case you not fix out the lie. See, now he drop all these lights for year. See lights will drop. See, Senator, road to Senator house. Senator representing Edo South. See, Senator representing Edo South.
Thank you, KJ, for joining me. We will come back to this video later in order not to waste your time. You already, I believe, you know what is going on in respect to what is in the space between Natasha, Neda Maswan, Akpabio, and the state of the nation. And I said thank you again for being my guest here. So let's start with the rumor that is going around. I will start with you first. Maybe first of all, you say hello to the viewers before I start to put my questions to you. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, those on the keyboard and all, and those who watch later. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be in your program this evening. There's so much happening in Nigeria that sometimes one begins to wonder whether it's not the circles we are in. You know, it's more like a circus show right now. One of those circles we used to watch when we were growing up. That's what Nigeria has become. Even as you're coming to the end now, there was a hearing today in the US where a bishop, Anglican bishop, was doing a presentation, on the plight of the Nigerian Christians, especially those from the Middle Belt and the North. And the stories are all full of, things you don't want to hear. So I don't know. Tell the truth. I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, but I have never seen any nation where this kind of thing happens part time. And nobody seems to do anything. It's the only nation where a minister can be fighting a state governor to the point of even making sure the state don't function. And the police do not arrest him. Nobody calls him to question. Please, if you know another country where it happens, let me know. Where you can see that somebody is breaking the law and causing, the breakdown of law and order. and the police just allow the person to do whatever he wants to do. And he comes to national TV and boasts of the mayhem that is going to still cause and gets away. Nobody calls him to order. It's not as if he has immunity. He's just a minister. I've never seen it too. But those of you who believe in one Nigeria, we're going to continue.
I had to laugh because I happen to be. Just give me 1 second. I'll play this video.
How is this? Because a legislator knows, a lawmaker knows that you cannot be a lawmaker and be a lawbreaker. A legislator knows that there are others, and that you are being ruled by these others, and
that buttresses your points you make just now. Is going about breaking the law. That is in respect to Yeson Wike, even though the video we just played is in respect to what happened in the Senate there. The video I played earlier, I didn't finish playing it. Sadly, I am one person that believe in one Nigeria. Previously, let me admit publicly, it wasn't an easy thing for me to admit that I once believed in one Nigeria. But seeing the way things are going, or things have gone, I have to shake my head and say, you know what? I don't think we can survive this anymore again. However, the people I believe we are up against are those that are our leaders, particularly those in the House of Senate, the lawmakers. That is the people I believe we are fighting against.
Do
Now,
you
coming
really
to
do you really believe that do you really believe that people are up against are the leaders?
yes, I strongly
Oh,
believe that.
okay,
To
I
be
want to ask
honest,
you a few questions since you believe. When Akpabio didn't buy the electoral form to be able to contest as a senator, who got him into the position where he is today? Is it himself?
no, it's not himself.
It's not the Nigerian people that got him there.
He didn't buy it, but the people
No, no,
that
no.
got
But
him there
I'm just
are
asking
the
you, is it the Nigerian people, the same Nigerian people who owns a constitution, who know the constitution that got him there?
yes,
It's not the
that's
same
the
people.
yes,
Now, when the case of Natasha came up, whether you support Natasha or not, is it not the Nigerian same people, the same Nigerian people, the same poor people that you and I are fighting for, that are out in the street demonstrating for him? Did you see?
yes.
Did you see his wife among the women?
No,
Did
his
you
wife
see
is not.
his 4 girls, his four, I mean 3 girls?
No, they are not.
Were there any of them under the sun?
No, they
So
are not to that.
that is where me I have problem. If we are fighting for the same people and the same people that you were worrying about are the same people who continuously to perpetuate the system, to keep it oil, to keep it going, have we not lost the battle?
I don't
You
think so
English people
because
used to
when
say something. People English will say something. For the want of a shoes, the war is lost. Our own is not even shoes. At least the English will say it was the want of a shoes. Our own is even a want of Gary, cup of Gary. We have lost the whole nation. You know. I don't know. I
it's
don't know.
worry. You know, when they interviewed those people, most of them said they don't even know why they came out to protest
Yeah. Yeah.
because they asked them, why are you supporting Akpabio? And they say, we
Yeah.
don't know. They just say,
Mm-hmm.
"Mo, come out." They just say we should come out, and
Mm-hmm.
you came out. So, it is sad,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. You are a journalist, and you believe or you know how powerful the mind is. If we get the correct information, but Akpabio said on Women's Day, the topic is governance is not about vanity. He was indirectly taking a jab at Mrs. Uduaga, Natasha Uduaga, in respect to changing a seat. But in a broad light of this statement, I'd like to ask you if governance is not about vanity, why is it then that they are so much focused on enriching themselves, which is vanity, and not doing the job, which is governance and providing good governance for the people?
Okay, let's interrogate that a bit. You know, some of these people, I say they're the worst of Nigerians that are in government. I'm telling you. Well, you see, for me as an individual, with due respect to the Senate president, I've never had any respect for him because somebody who is that flippant shouldn't even hold a political office at all. He is so well. Let me keep my, nobody want to hear my view, but let's interrogate what he just said. Governance is not vanity. Yet you have dressing allowance. Your clothes are made from government money. Government is not about vanity. Yet you have entertainment allowance for which you use entertaining your people. You have guest houses furnished with government money. You have private vehicles bought with government money for which you buy the best of it, the best that is in the market. Okay? You have offices and gadgets that are top notch in the world. And yet, government is not about vanity. You pay yourself the highest salary. In fact, the National Assembly is the only national assembly in the world that determines their own salary. You determine your own salary. You pay yourself what you want. You give yourself the amount of allowances you want. You pay yourself extra code. Yet, government is not about vanity. You struggle, you kill to come there. Yet, government is not about vanity. You go out of your way to fight dirty to remain there. Yet, government is not about vanity. What is government about for you people? Because as far as the Nigerian people are concerned, we have reduced governance to siren blowing for you, to you driving an SUV, most especially before it used to be Toyota Land Cruiser, but now Escalade is competing with Toyota Land Cruiser. So it's either you have a Toyota Land Cruiser or you have an Escalade, okay, which is what is running for them. You have vehicles given to you by government for your wife, your children, your housemate who will be going to the market to buy food. You have police people in front of your house, 5 or 6. One will be carrying madam's bag to the market to go and buy gold. That is what governance is about. Let nobody kid themselves. That's what it is in Nigeria. And it's not going to change. Because the more we look at it, the more we support their stupidity, the more they're emboldened to do it. Because somebody is getting something out of it. Look at the nonsense going on in River State. Okay. Then we'll talk about the nonsense going on in the National Assembly. 1 day later, they passed a vote of confidence. Based on what? Based on a case that you are not even heard from the accuser. You passed a vote of confidence on the leadership. Based on what? I thought you guys said that you are not talking about the sexual harassment. So what is the confidence you are passing on him? Is based on what? It's based on the fact that she misbehaved on the Senate's floor. Since you say you actually sanctioned her based on her misbehavior on the floor. So it was based on that you all gathered to pass a vote of confidence. Why didn't you pass this vote of confidence when the 3 other senators misbehaved on the floor of the House? You didn't gather together to pass a vote of confidence. So you see how stupid they think they expose themselves and ridicule Nigeria and international community. They are saying this is Natasha that's ridiculing. It is them they are the ones ridiculing Nigeria. They are the ones.
Akpabio said Natasha is embarrassing Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying.
It's on the video. It's on this video, but we don't
Yeah.
need to play it for
Yes, he said Natasha, who is embarrassing Nigeria? Look, I have been warning.
Natasha is sorry for that. If Natasha is embarrassing Nigeria, how about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
No,
What is he doing?
you're even going far. You see, my challenge, I have been telling people who know Akpabio to go and advise him. He will just go and talk the wrong one. Those people who have been hiding in the wings, who have not come out, they are getting ready to come out too. So if I were him, I'll find a way to sort this out. It's not about pride. I know that anything that happens in the Nigerian circle, nobody cares. Nobody, you know that nothing will happen to you. But you're not going to end after 4 years of being a Senate president. You are eventually going to continue your life. How do you want to be looked at when you leave Nigeria? Power is transient. It's moving.
Yeah, it's transit. It moves on. It's not
Okay.
static.
Look, those of us who our school were in the barrack, the only thing we know is that the barrack is what is permanent.
It's
Everywhere
permanent.
soldier,
Soldier go,
soldier go.
soldier come.
Okay. And then there's one thing we devised those days in secondary school. Say the siren have no permanent friend, no permanent ownership. It blows for you tomorrow, it blows
It
for me the
blows up
next week. It
next
doesn't
tomorrow.
care who is there. It will put it on, it will blow. So if these people think that when they leave office, they will carry the siren to their houses and continuously to be blown for them, let them go and find out. He is a Senate president. There are so many other Senate presidents that are still living. Okay, who nobody even noticed them when they pass now. Yochu Ayu is there. Ayu is Benue State, who was even a more finer, Senate president, more finer, more refined. Okay, nobody who is looking for Ayu now. How many news men are rushing to go and hear what Ayu is saying on daily
Nobody
basis?
cares.
Nwagbara is there. Nwagbara was also a Senate president. Who is looking for Nwagbara now to tell us? Now him they look for press to make news. Who is looking for him now? So as long as you think that this siren that you are enjoying today, and you see, let me tell you something. The most painful part, Pastor, is that the so-called senators are even making Akpabio look superior to them. They're just simply first among equals. The other day I was listening to his speech on this same issue. He said, "My senators." You see, that is where they have crossed the Rubicon. My senators? Oh, really? My senators know that I am a very fair man. Your senators? I thought they were senators of the Federal Republic.
I thought exactly because that is what they are challenging him for. The house for that. Natasha, it cannot stop. They can't stop her payment. They can't take all her security. Everything they can. They stopped everything. Now, the head of the ethics committee and privilege. The story going around is that it's been banned from the US. Even in this particular video, there is a story, a report by Rufai, a statement Rufai made that those who signed the petition in the hearing, some of their signatures, they are not aware that their signatures were
Yeah,
used in respect to that.
they didn't sign.
They didn't sign, so that
Yeah,
speaks
but,
volume of
but,
the
but let's talk about
nether
Senator
master.
Swain. Yeah, Senator Swain. Senator Swain's case is very open now. It's there on the website of the FBI of the yes. It's there. He can't come to New York and practice anymore longer. He was, debarred from here because of corruption. Okay, it's there. I mean, you don't need to go far. If
No,
you have
it's
not read,
premium times. Premium times. Yeah.
yes. In fact, Adiola, what's her name now?
Adela Fashion,
Yes,
she ran the story.
who lives in that area. She did a report of it. She went through to get the original distance. Look at her report. You will laugh. You kill yourself with laughter. These are the people putting their shoulder high in Nigeria, walking up and down. She has grossly misbehaved.
Miss
Her petition is dead on arrival.
dead on arrival. It's what I don't understand is
No, let me shock you. Hold on, please don't lose your train of thought. Let me shock you. Do you know that Adiola looked at it? It is word for word what the word that they use in the
of
buying in
him
New York.
is the
That is
same word
exactly
he
what they
used,
copied and used against it.
copy and paste.
Oh God! Word
But
for word.
the question is, should he still be sitting there given to this story? Should he not have been removed as the
By
head
who?
of ethics committee?
By who? The same person who
By
came to that
people like
same place with the same
okay,
system.
people like Ireti Kingigbe, who I heard co-signed or signed or supported the motion of the 6 month suspension.
I was one of those who I had rooted for Reti Kingiwe for a long time. I knew Reti Kingiwe, not personally, but I knew about her activities right back in Abuja. And it's not her first time of running. The very first time she came out to run, we mobilized for her. We didn't know her, but we felt that, oh, this is a younger person, and she'll be able to represent Abuja well. Unfortunately, she didn't win Philip Aduda, who she contested against. For 2 times, she was Philip Aduda was able to outsmart her, or rather, outrig her. So, but in this time, the Abuja people went out because of the presence of obedience, because of Peter Obi in the team, and because Nigerians were looking for a way
Change.
to turn around the trajectory and go for, like any other country in the world, the citizens will want good governance. Majority of the Nigerian people wanted good governance. So they went out, and Reti Kingibe is one of those who had reposed confidence that she can speak and stand in when it had to do with the people of Nigeria vis-a-vis the FCT. Unfortunately, in this regard, she disappointed everybody. And I can tell her for free without any fear of contradiction. She start shopping for and then work to do, because she's not coming back. The Abuja people haven't seen what she did in this thing. Abuja is not like other places where they follow mass voting, and no, they don't follow mass voting, and so they are going to make sure she doesn't come back to that house. If not for anything at all, you couldn't even defend your integrity as a woman. At least give an understanding. I'm not saying that Akpabio is guilty, but when you come with bold face to come and say that Natasha is the one misbehaving, she's always doing this, in fact, she's a daughter to you. Rubbish. Daughter to you based on what? Did you help her win election? Did you help her win election? Were you the one who gave her the money that she used in contesting? Were you there when she was fighting Yahya Bello? Were you there when her road was cut and she had to find a way to mobilize, a way to discover, so that she can go and continue to contest for her election? Were you there when she was doing her, taking her money and doing private projects that she now become your daughter? Nonsense, people. You see,
Okay, KJ, still on Natasha's this thing. She represents Labour Party, same as Nede Imesuen represent Labour Party. These are people who claim to be opposition party that stand for the rules of law. I know you've said, I agree with you 100% that even Wike said it previously, that when Wike actually threatened her that let's see if she's going to win next time in the next election. What is the place of the Labour Party right now in light of all this drama that is happening? Do you think they stand a chance in 2027, or it is goodbye forever for the Labour Party and Peter Obi himself?
but remember what I said earlier on, in our previous, broadcast, when we talked about the life of, Labour. There's no life in Labour. Labour is finished. And I remember I said something to you that the North is going to come out with their best. And you see what you see now. Some people are being deceived that RFI is rooting for. No. He's rooting for nothing. He's a spoiler. This is a typical Northern politics. Go mark my word. He's rooting and pressing and checking all routes. Everybody from the South who's going to be an opposition, who's going to be a stronghold, they are marking them down now. One of the strongholds they've known is Peter Obi. So the best way to handle him is to get to understand what is his mindset. And that's exactly what they are doing. Don't think that Erufai is going to come and run for presidency. He knows that he will not win. He knows that. But he's going to make sure that at the end of the day, it is still the same Northern party, Northern people, whoever they not eventually endorses, which is not going to be Peter Obi, I can assure you, will run for it. Let me tell you, it's not the first time. We have seen this. Remember when PDP was formed, every Nigerian accepted that it was Alex Ekweme who was intellectually able, capacity. Okay? We thought he was going to be the one they would default. Everybody said, oh yes, no, this time Alex Ekweme is the best candidate to do. Did he become? He wasn't. They raised the people who can floor the best character. and those people went to Jos and did whatever they did to Alex Ekweme or blessed memory. It's not the first time. Unfortunately, when we are talking with certain people, they talk from not understanding the Nigerian politics. Some of us, we have seen this thing over time. Okay? The same thing happened to Nnamdi Azikiwe. Nnamdi Azikiwe had the best chance. Okay? At the end, what happened? A great GMPP was raised, was Ibrahim. Yes, and he flawed the votes of that man. MPN, GMPP came out of was somehow created out of nowhere, and the votes were dissipated before the election. Now, the only people who held on to say, look, we have this conviction that this man can do a better job. They are the Plateau guy and the Kanu, Rimi, and Somola. So look at it again. When Rochas Okorocha was, in fact, I went to a village in Adamawa State. In a typical interior village, we saw people standing and campaigning for Rochas Okorocha, who they've never seen. Despite his popularity, we left that place. Me and my Fulani, Oga went there. He told me, "Look, okay, don't be deceived. This guy is not winning this thing. Forget whatever I'm saying here now."
What they are saying.
Yes.
The more you look, the less you see.
That's what he said. He said at the end, they will decide who is going to in their mosque. He was not a Muslim, he was a Christian. But he told me that I should just be watching. And that's what happened. Richard couldn't even pick up a ticket to be presidential candidate. So, as for what Rufai is doing now, Rufai is weighing the options. He's looking for the best person. He's going. You see, just like what what's his name now? This other one going around and making noise.
Which one? Oh.
The guy with FF is double F. What's that his name? The Yoruba guy, a former governor of Lagos State son.
Former governor. No.
Fani Kayode was going around, but the intention of his going around was not because he wanted to know anything, because he was engaged. He was gauging the parameter, the people that are important, to map them out on how they can be flawed. And when he got that enough, he went back to his paymasters and gave them what to do, told them what he had gathered. And based on that, people who had meeting with him in confidence were now exposed. And all their tacticians and all that, if they had mapped down, electricity is going to be one of our major man, before that time, he would already have given the people that electricity is the strong man in Akwa Ibom. Get him, and the Akwa Ibom is finished. KJ is the strong man of Sokoto. Get him, and Sokoto is over. And that's what they did. They disarmed everybody.
KJ, how do you think the people should react or respond? Because at the end of the day, those who are bearing the brunt of this bad governance is the people. How do you think we should react or respond?
As long as the Nigerian people don't stand up. I'm not saying stand up for violence. God forbid that we preach violence. But see, let's take example of Rivers State right now. It's not a question of, as Said was saying, they will see, we will do this. It's not about Ijo.
No, Said Jacobo is fighting for his stomach.
If he really wants a change right now in Rivers State, and he really in support of the fact that Fubara had been shortchanged, okay? The people of Rivers State should get up tomorrow and go and sit in the street. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I think they have
go into the streets of Port Harcourt and sit down on the road. Just sit down. Don't do anything. Don't go anywhere. Nothing. Sit down there. If night come, the time if people cannot longer sit, go home. The next day, come back and sit on the road. When you do that for the next 1 week, we will see how you can continue to govern the people who are not moving, or nobody is going anywhere. There's no market, there's no anywhere. Anybody sitting on the street. Because until you come to that point where you will say enough is enough, this rubbish can't stop. Did you see how Wike was talking? I
No,
almost
no,
called him a god.
it was disgraceful. Even telling journalists that you don't read, you
Yes.
don't read.
Anyway, let me tell you what happened. I asked somebody yesterday that I was surprised the way they were lecturing them, and the man said, "You know how much he paid before they, paid them? They paid them a lot of money. Some of them have almost like 10 million naira in their pocket. Yeah. So they just had that talk is rubbish. Okay, because he paid for the prime time, he paid for all those television houses, and I think it was mentioned like almost like 40 million or thereabout they spent in getting all those people to pay, to be there to cover it, and then the best of the people. When got robbed by somebody I know that is fearless, but I was surprised that some of the things that the man was saying, he was just looking at him. I know that he's just coming out from a sick bed, but I know Benga would have pushed back on some of those things. He will have pushed back, but they let him just run riot. And just like as Redoko said, the man is a Rottweiler that have gone mad. So
He's gone mad. I don't really know what is wrong with him. It's actually, in my view, Wike is in charge of the judiciary in Nigeria right now.
oh yes,
My
I've already shared that post.
Okay, you said the post. In my view, he's in charge of the judiciary
Yes,
right now in Nigeria, and
yes.
that is dangerous.
See, I've been waiting for someone to tell me this. Ruben Abati, who I have a lot of respect for. He says one time that you don't go to the judiciary with a shopping list. Give me more, give me this, give me that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask him, Oga Ruben. So now that Wike have gone to the judiciary with shopping list, what says thou? Why? Because in the ruling of Supreme Court, how come the Supreme Court diverted from what they brought before them to go and start talking about 27 lawmakers?
I don't
How
know.
come they diverted to go and begin to tell the governor to go and in fact the governor is a joke? How?
I don't know. To be honest,
So you see why the system cannot get better, my brother. You see why the state cannot get better. And the ruling is standing.
yeah, the
And
ruling
now,
is standing.
and now they are grandstanding in River State. In fact, the lawmakers, even at this afternoon,
They didn't
uh,
allow him into the chamber,
yes,
they
no,
didn't
that was
allow.
before. That one has gone. He wrote a letter and sent it to them that he would like to represent on Wednesday or any other day that is good, good for them. You know what they did? They adjourned indefinitely. So, so they adjourned indefinitely. In other words, okay, if you are not going to sit, how will you now give your this thing? If we don't sit, how then can you do
Can he
appropriation?
give a speech?
You can't give a speech. You can't even spend money because if you do that, you are violating the constitution. So what they are doing now is getting to a point where they will now say we have grounds for impeachment, all because the Supreme Court decided to go and give judgment on what it was never asked. That is
And
Nigeria for you.
Wiki said, if the sky will not fall, heaven will not fall if
Yes,
Fubara is impeached.
yes, because it's already planned out that Fubara should be impeached, and nothing will happen because he thinks he's a god.
But
He thinks,
with the way things are, certainly nothing will happen. Some of them have taken the position of God. The president has taken the position of God. Akpabio has taken the position of God. Nothing can be done to them. Nothing will be done to Nedi Maswa, given to his background and given to even the corruption. And I've always argued that our lawmakers are our greatest problem. But the people who are supposed to put them under checks and balance, which is the citizens, we have also failed in our own responsibility in doing that. How can somebody like Ned Mason still be sitting down? He has not been recalled by his own people. The only thing he did with the video I played earlier was to challenge the content creator about his streets. And when they even showed the street, it's so disgraceful. I mean, he should be ashamed of himself to say And if we play the video, they got constituency allowance into billions. That
Yeah,
was the argument Rufai was making with Abati.
yeah.
That yes, the role of the duty of the job of repair road lies with the executive act, but why are these people pay billions in constituency allowance? What
Mm-hmm.
is the purpose of that constituency allowance that they
Mm-hmm.
are receiving? Abati agreed with Rufai at the end of the day that yes, this money shouldn't be paid to these people, and I don't know why. But my concern here is the country is blessed. That is the most painful thing to me. If we are not blessed, then I can understand that we are not blessed, but we are blessed and we live in abject poverty. We are wasteful. I don't know what is the solution to this problem, to be honest. You say you don't like war. I mean, I can agree. I also don't like war, whatever it is. But if that is the only solution, if I use the word if that is the solution to the present problem or the solution that will wake the trigger that will wake the people up, you don't think it's a path we should take?
Okay, here is why do I say that? You see, it's difficult to wage a campaign with people who do not have one mind. Now, because I took part in some of the demonstrations when back then, I knew it was difficult to hold the people together for more than a week. It was only successful at that time because people were mobilized behind. Okay, and so the campaign against Jonathan was heated up because he wanted to increase the price of fuel. Now, why do I say it's difficult to hold them? Because we have already divided ourselves along tribal lines. Even if we constantly now are able to hold a discussion, a protest for 2 3 days 4 days, by the sixth or seventh day, somebody will come and say, oh, it's because an Igbo man. That's why they are doing what they are doing. You see, if it was Hausa man, they won't do it. It's because an Igbo man. Once that is introduced, for all the campaigns I followed to do, this is always where it all scatters. Once it's said that, oh, you want to scatter Buhari's government, then Northerners will withdraw. It has happened in every aspect of life. NBC, as Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, got divided. Why? Because certain people say, oh, because you NBA want to protest against the northern president, and NBA they decided to form an association of northern NBA for the north. Okay, now, so what about the law school? Have you ever found out why the law school was divided? Some people felt that, oh, they were not getting enough. Lagos was monopolizing it. So why should we all be going to Lagos? Let us also have
Law school in the
a law
north.
school in Abuja, in other places. And they decided to, start the one in Abuja. Okay, they took over the secondary school and started the law school there. So what have I said? I'm saying simply that they know how to divide the people, and they've constantly used that trick, and they are not going to change. You see what has happened? Even this Akpabio thing has gone to become a national, a tribal issue, because the people of Akpabio were mobilized that it is because it's our son.
Our son,
Yeah. So
it's,
2 days
it's, it's
after,
from
just
it's
like
from
I said
South
on this
South.
program,
It's from
I
South
said it.
South.
2 days after, people of Kogi State, of course, they also mobilized. And I said on this program that Akpabio, if I were Mr. President of Senate, I will not go into fight with Akpoti, because me, having lived in the north, I know what Igbira people can do. They know they go back for fight too, as you see them. They know they go back. So you have to be ready to fight to the end if you want to fight them. If not, you find a way to sort out whatever the differences are, since you people say you are friends. Okay? It's not to portray Akpoti as somebody who is irresponsible. No, I don't think she's irresponsible.
No, no,
I
no,
don't.
no. She's not irresponsible.
So
No, no,
even
she's not
even if you think that she's mistakenly accusing you, it is still not so the same way you went to call her all that nonsense names you're calling her. And then your PA writing that she goes to the house naked. What do you mean by that?
naked to seduce men or whatever it is. I mean that
What do you
is
mean by that? What do you I went to school with Akpoti. I never saw her dressed anyhow. I know that when the time when we were in school, people were dressed. I never saw her for one day dressed anyhow. You know. So
no.
it's
The
not
lady
today.
is beautiful. You
It's
can't
not
take that away.
today. She started even dressing properly. So I don't
Got
know
confused.
of anybody who will
Uh,
say yeah they
no,
have seen her dressing anyhow. I have not seen.
I I
I am
had
not a close friend, but I have not seen.
I
Okay.
had the thumbnail on her, and where Akpabio got confused in respect to to to
Listen, you see, and someone was saying, that I was in the platform, someone was saying, let's talk about her, let's not talk about her beauty. I say you can't take it away because all that are factors. Okay. There are other people who he didn't speak like that because although he went to one forum and said, all of you, look at all these beautiful women. Have I harassed you anywhere? Can you go and ask that to Madam Joy of NDDC? Former chairman of NDDC. Can you ask her that question? That question to the Mrs. Is it Nse or I can't remember her name, who was also part of another organization you are heading, who also complained that you are being, you are allowing you are trying to peruse her, her female anatomy. Is that what you should be doing at this age? You know, it's because these people are money misro. They have stolen so much money, they don't know what to do with it. If you're like somebody like me trying to see how you can feed your family and take care of your children, you think you'll be looking for those kind of things. But they have stolen and stolen and stolen. Money have become everywhere in their house. They don't know what to do with it again. They're looking for people's wives. And I tell you this for free, electricity. In Abuja, this thing is a free market. I tell you for free. You get what I'm saying? And I repeat myself. In Abuja, they even have clubs for the married and unmarried. So they do these things, but they never thought that a woman can be bold enough to stand. You see,
to
they
stand up.
share they share strength of her standing to say it is what is making them go mad. And like I said, if a woman say I get evidence, make you chill, calm down, go search yourself well, look through your parts to see whether there's anywhere you likely maybe when I meet for party somewhere. Maybe you go mistakenly gone body somewhere, just like that. Nobody say you won't do anything, but you just lean on the person when I take picture. Anything can become an evidence against you.
Anything can become an evidence against him. His behavior, the way they handled the matter, even if Akpabio is not guilty, even if it's not guilty, the way they handled the entire situation, guilty now point at him. It's like he's guilty and he wants the matter to go away.
Thank you.
If he has recused himself, say okay, fine, this matter will be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
Then people will say, okay, fine, he's doing right. But now their behavior has given Natasha more power, momentum, and she has gained the support of almost everyone, almost
Yeah.
everyone. And now, where I'm coming from, what I'm saying, power play will come into the motion now. Akpabio will not last. Those who have been vying for that position, they are preparing their underground work. You will see all those people that say, nay, nay, hi, hi,
It,
they will
it,
turn against him tomorrow.
you just hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the I said to myself, if I was Akpabio in this case, what would I have done? There are people who have been eyeing that position.
Eh?
You simply expose yourself and they're going to use it to the final.
They will use it to
So
they will use it to the very
what
final.
you should have done if I was in his shoes when this issue was raised? It is so okay. Point of order taken. We'll look into it in a closed session. Simple. You have shut out the media, you have shut out everybody. You go into the closed session and address it. Because you see, all these people are looking for Akpabio may be innocent.
Yeah, it
Remember
may
that
be.
Senator Wabara, former Senate president, who was innocent. He never even saw the paper for which they say he wanted to chop 50,000 naira. He never even saw it. He never even saw the money. That was how bad it was. He didn't even read it to say, okay, this is where my signature is supposed to be. But they quickly organized that thing, and before Jack, they threw him out of the seat. What about what's her name? Former Speaker of the House of the National Assembly, the woman. What's her name now?
The
Mrs.
one in Lagos
Yes,
State or the one
no, the
this
national. She was
the
the Speaker
National
of the
Assembly.
National Assembly. Um, what did she do? The northern senators, northern members gathered and said she has eaten money and all that. And before you know it, they voted and impeached her. Okay. Eventually, they went to meet her. The northern senators, northern House of Rep members, some few of them went behind because their conscience was troubling them so much. They went to her to say, madam, sorry, in our religion, we don't allow women to lead us. That's the reason. That's the only fault you have. We just have to clear ourselves of our conscience. You didn't do it. The woman told them, I leave you to your God.
To your God and to your conscience.
So you see, people are always using one thing or the other to take you out of position so that they can put themselves there. That is why Akpabio should have been careful, very careful in dealing with such matters. They are already, as I'm talking to you, I know that the newspapers and some of these gossip
Oh,
these are already
they're
wanting
already
people,
planning.
yes, who are already planning to use this as an opportunity to tackle him out of the position. For which
They will.
I don't
No,
even think
honestly,
he deserves
Akpabio,
to have.
they will.
You see, he refused to listen to Lawa. If you are listening to Lawa, who was the former Senate president, he wouldn't get into this because the man was trying to caution him. So, oh boy, this place they are going, you are treading on a very rough this thing, But his goons were too eager to take an action against Natasha.
Even when they even try to caution him, sir, don't speak again. He continues speaking.
Yeah,
So no, let me talk. Let me talk.
yeah,
Let me talk.
yeah.
Uh, my fear is the Saraki way into this issue. He was also a former Senate president. He way into this issue, and Saraki is somebody who is, to me personally, is secretly power drunk. He knows how to play the game, and he will do everything to get Akpabio. I mean, he has his own loyalties. I mean, those who are loyal to him there. And to me, Akpabio is gone, and is gone for good. Even the presidency, the executive will use this opportunity because he's gotten so powerful. Whatever deal they must have signed that is now biting them, to them, this is an opportunity for them to get rid of Akpabio. And he will definitely go, as far as I am concerned. He shouldn't be there in the first place. They are not governing the people. They don't care about the people. They don't know what they are doing. But unfortunately, like I said again, it all lies in the hands of the people. I have so much faith in the country, but at this point, I don't know where my position lies again. It's a shame. It's a shamble. Uh, we'll see how it plays out in the next coming days, weeks, uh, and months.
You see,
Finally, go ahead. Sir.
the problem is that there's no longer rule of law in Nigeria. I'll give you an example from the north. So you know that it's not even only from south. They when Ganduje was governor of Kano State, you said that the emir was wrong in speaking that you northerners are not taking care of the children. So you felt you were insulted and you removed him from being governor. I mean, from being emir.
Emir.
and you stop somebody else from being emir to become emir of, and the man obeyed you. You even wanted to put him on exile to take him outside of one village, one small village, go and remain there. But for the intervention of some people, okay, that the late Herbert came to carry him with his private jet to go and set him up in Lagos, put him in somewhere in Lagos. Now, another governor comes. The governor said this other emir has found fault in him, and said the man should be taken off, and then reinstated the other one, and then now you people are saying no, he will not go. He refused to go. Based on what? You see, this is where we are in Nigeria. You think what goes up goes around doesn't come around?
No, it comes around. What
Comes
goes around
around.
comes around. Of
So
course.
now you people did this thing to this Sanusi. He went honorably. He didn't cry. He didn't do anything. You people installed your own person. Your own man have been there for 4 years. Now a new sheriff in town has come and said,
Come.
"Oh, this man, I will discover
I
that
don't want this
yes,
person again.
you have overspent all the money. I've done this and all this. We found you guilty, and there consequently, just like you did to Emir Sanusi, and now that one is no longer law. Now the one this governor is doing now, it cannot be law. Supreme Court just ruled now that Sanusi cannot be emir. They refuse to accept him. So you see how they are confusing and destroying everything that have been built over Nigeria.
Over Nigeria. And it is very sad. I don't know where we're going, which way for us to go, according to
Where was the
Sonoko.
Supreme Court when Sanusi went to this thing and you people say no, the governor had the right to remove him? Now, this governor doesn't have the right to remove the other one. Come on, guys. You see, look, you know why I pity myself? I pity myself because as a black person who is a Nigerian, and I see these things happening in our country. A British judge said to you idiots that for the sake of the Nigerian people, even though this company is right to claim what they are claiming, but if he, as a judge, with good conscience, approve this thing, the ordinary Nigerians will suffer.
Will suffer.
Consequently, he will not give a ruling. This company should be paid that. You don't know how Nigeria won that case. Go and look at it. This person, no be black man, now Igbo.
Okay, why
But
do we hate why do we hate ourselves this much, Oga?
that's what
Why
I'm
do
coming
we
to. That's what.
dislike ourselves? Why don't
So
we want progress for each
Oyibo
other?
man can rule. He who is in London having a good time. He has no business with you people or whatever nonsense you are going through. And he says to you guys, you know what? I've looked at the case. But for the purpose of good conscience, good judgment, and for the sake of the people who the judgment is supposed to, either help, favor, I will not rule in this company's favor because Nigeria is going to go bankrupt and the ordinary people will suffer. How come the Nigerian judiciary, when they're trying to pass their own law, don't consider the people
Don't
for
consider
whom
the
the law
people.
is made for? So
The
you see that you don't even know how to think about it. So when the Igbo man comes and tells us we are from a shithole country, you want to complain? No, we are from a shithole country. I tell you again. Because it's only shithole people that can behave the way we are behaving. If somebody who is a foreigner, who could have just ruled and he doesn't care if the country packs up, what's his business? But he says no, based on good conscience. When will Nigerian judges have good conscience? When will they take the law and implement it the way it is and say, look, see the nonsense that's going on because of Supreme Court ruling in Rivers State? For a
it's
law,
nonsense, though.
the
It's
law
really nonsense.
that's been passed before now. It has been passed. It's not as if they're looking for a new
It's
law.
really nonsense. Some people have decided that they don't want to be lawmakers again. According to the constitution, they shouldn't. And you are saying they should. The Supreme Court, who is supposed to
When
my
you
brother, I
listen
don't
to
fit
the
talk.
Chidi or the
I
Nkami
don't I don't fit talk, honestly speaking.
When you listen to
I'm,
Prophet Chido Nkanu talk, you pity Nigeria. I'm telling you.
according to governor for those states, this one confused me.
It confuses everybody because there's already a ruling on it. See, when I begin to fear the Nigerian, they fear Nigerian judiciary before because when we were still growing up, we were still children. When our parents were sitting and discussing how Awolowo couldn't become president because of a ruling
President.
of a judge, you know, we used to wonder. It was painful for them. They say, how can Awolowo won more states? But when I say because of two-third now, 12 come past 13, you know. You see, so you can see any which way. If you're a good historian, you go back and look at the Nigerian history, you see that we have not gone beyond. Go and look at the. So I'm giving you an assignment, sir. Go and look at the speech read by Nzogu for the reason for their intervening in Nigeria in 1966, 65. It is the same thing we're still suffering to today. Till today, we don't have light, we don't have water. There's no help.
That light issue. No, like I said again, I don't think I will support anybody again in my life because they've never made electricity you never see it in their manifesto. Never.
Let me shock you. I was one of those people who had the privilege of living in Abuja for a long time. The time that IBB was in power in Abuja, you know what IBB did? Which Abacha, to his credit, continued. IBB got Julius Berger, and they brought, I think, must have been 20 or more or 40 power plants, generators. You see that place called Julius Berger Roundabout? That was where it was at the right hand side of that place. They mounted it. So Abuja had 24 hours light. 24 hours. It doesn't blink. Okay? If you drop in the airport, you can literally walk from the airport to the town without seeing, you will be seeing the whole roads clear. If your pin drop, you can pick it in Abuja. There was no chiefs, robbers or nothing. Because where will you hide?
Where will you exactly?
Where will you hide?
This is what I keep saying, that with constant electricity, 80% of insecurity in Nigeria is solved. I said it well in our discussion. I just installed a solar system in my place there, and and I looked at it again and just shook my head. Why are we so wasteful? And there's constant 24/7 light there, electricity. Why are we so wasteful in Nigeria? Why can't the government just, even if it's this electricity only, the solar,
Only.
just only, that is
You know,
only
I'm not
the
somebody who is in love with IBB, but it is certain things that we should look at. At that time, not one bulb, and I'm serious because I fly. So at that time, if you drop from the airport and you start coming from the airport to the main city, which is about 45, it's up to 45 kilometers there, about 25 or to 45, you will not see one dead bulb. Not one. You will not see any place where there's darkness because the bulb is dead. If you see one, the next day are passing, you see them planning to fix it.
they fix it.
Everything was done. We could see hot at that time now. Those of us who were living in the first side that developed that area 3 side. Abuja was working well. There was no pickpocket anywhere. Because if you pickpocket today, you no go pick tomorrow. Because they
No
will
pick tomorrow.
definitely fine you. I'm serious.
Lord, it's
Now
crazy.
we ran everything down because we are saying we are being democratic. I want to ask Nigerian people who probably watch this thing later, waiting democracy don't give us. What have we done with democracy? In fact, my village is better run than what the government that they're having in Abuja. Because in my village, you can't take an action without everybody approving it. And when everyone approve it, we all follow and do it. It's not a question of anybody coming to sit down. So if you ask me, I will say that we are not. Probably we should try another system. Probably we should
What system are we going to try?
go back to what was working before. Go back to regionalism. Go back. We know that you people are dividing Nigeria because you wanted to make sure that the East don't have anywhere to escape to. Go back. Forget that
But
now.
do you think if we go back to the region system, it's going to work? Because it's about the mind now. It's about our mindset now.
If we go back to the regional system, it's going to work. I'm telling you. It was the regional system that brought the cocoa house in Ibadan. It was the regional system that brought the oil mills in the east. The granite pyramids came from regional system.
How do
Now
we achieve that now? How
we
do
don't
we
have
achieve
oh,
that?
the people are still there. Let me tell you something. The guy who was the bishop that was presenting a paper just about some 3 or 4 hours ago in DC here over the killings, the buying people in
The north.
Benue. He said they're not going to farm any longer because nobody can go to farm. The Fulanis take over those communities and rename them, which is what I have said here. Remember when we talk about this here on Dr.
Yeah,
Damages, people argue.
Dr. Damages, so sure.
They take over those villages and they give them Fulani names. Now you are talking about going to settle those people in IDPs in other places. What about their village? Why do you want to relocate them to other places?
But
What
why
you
can't
happen?
the people revolt? What I mean, they have the right to revolt.
Who is going to revolt? Revolt to who?
They
Revolt to
have the
who?
right to fight back.
The governor now, right? It's the governor that will fight back to now. Because you can't, where will you see Tinubu to fight?
Okay, KJ, we can't continue like this.
That's what I'm saying. So
We cannot.
everybody one day, let them wake up. Everybody in Nigeria wake up and come and sit in the street.
We can't continue. We cannot continue like this. Things can't
Before,
continue this way.
before in Benue, with 5,000 naira, you and your family can feed comfortably for 1 month.
Even 5,000 naira now. Even in Nigeria, say where 5,000 naira won't take you.
But because there's food, and that food was good food. So not even just managing and drinking gari, no. Now, you can't even find the yam. The major places like Buruku, where they produce yam, people can't go to their farms. Vanity, people can't go to their farms. So, what are you expecting? What's the magic that you're expecting to happen?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, because I've brainstormed what can be done. How is it? Is it that we have to go and meet Elon Musk to produce to come and help us to change our mind? Use this or go and meet Zuckerberg to come and reprogram us.
The funny thing is that the Nigerian people know what to do. The Nigerian government, you can trace Simon Ekpa's account and those who are sponsoring his campaign. But you cannot trace the Fulani people who are calling and begging, asking for ransom in your own locality. You can't trace them and see them. But you can trace the Bitcoin people people who are being paid by Bitcoin. You can trace them. You can put keyboard warriors to be monitoring Nigerians who are talking about the government. You can trace them. You can go to the localities and go and arrest a journalist who is trying to cover what the buying of people going on there.
The atrocity that is going on there.
But you cannot trace those who are collecting ransom money. Not be seen as small money, money in bags.
Money in bags. Somebody has to deliver that money. They have to withdraw the money from somewhere.
You can't trace them. You can't trace the forest where they are making the calls from. But you can trace KJ because you think I'm talking about you and your government.
They'll definitely trace you.
And you see, the problem is that these are poor people like me and you. They are the ones perpetuating the evil on their fellow poor people.
Yeah, that is the sad part. That is a very, very sad part of it. How we betray each other, how we stab each other on the back, how we throw each other under the bus. That is one of the most saddest parts that we've seen. So,
Look,
okay, KJ, what,
yes.
I don't know. In your, in your final submission, again, I am going to ask,
Mhm.
what is the magic wand we can use, if any, at this point? Because I fear for the way the country is going. I fear that as a result of hunger, we will turn against each other rather than turning against the people that have put us in this state. How can the people rise from this? Can we have that four lepers mentality where they rose and they said, you know what? We know we are destined to die, but if we remain here, we will die. It's rather we go out there. So can we rise like those
You,
four
you know
lepers?
why? You know why many of us and many people around the world come to America? I just want to tell you what I have observed. See, one American man is ready to put himself on the line that America will be good. One,
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't want
agree
to go
with
to
you on that.
next. He will tell you, you know what? That policy I'm going to implement, you will not implement it. He will go to the highest level if he needs to go to court. I'll give another example. Certain, miscreants called governors from the north got up and said they want to close down school for 40 days.
No, it's more than 40 days.
Uh-huh. Now,
It's more,
um, Khan is saying, no, this is injustice. No, take them on. It's not
yeah, go to
injustice.
court.
Take them on, go to court, and constantly declare that that will not happen. Go to court. You don't even need even Khan to go to court. Mobilize other Christians who are lawyers. Let them go take up the case. So let us know. You go to court and ask, is this a secular country or we're not a secular country? So everybody know that where we are. And when we know where we are, then we don't have to worry again. If not like, we can declare the whole country, free for all, so that we all can sit at home. Fine. The truth of the matter is that we are not at that place where a group will say, look, it's time to take action. Until that time comes, we're not sincere. You know what the Americans say to themselves? We are land of the free, home of the brave. You see, even if you're the weakest person, when you stand, to fight a system that is wrong, and you hear that thing, we are land of the free, home of the
Of the
brave.
free,
You go to any extent to defend that
that
this thing.
freedom.
But in your own place, you don't want anybody to rise up. Akpoti made a comment. The whole nation have risen up against her. Even those who don't know this, like the women who were interviewed, they don't even know what they are there, but they are there to
They
support
don't
their
know
son.
what they're there for. That I don't understand.
How then do you make
Huh?
a living?
This idea of women supporting women, I don't know where it came from.
How? How?
Women supporting women. Where I mean, no support. Our
And
fellow
now
woman,
Mrs.
Iretikingwe, signed
Ireti
off her
that we
suspension.
all loved and supported and fought for her to win election in Abuja comes and opens her mouth to say this or that about you are only four of you in the Senate. Since you are four, what is the bill that you have presented to make the number go up? That you are now supporting for Akpoti to be sanctioned. You see, that's the problem that we face sometimes. The people who are thieves amongst us are the ones who stand in the place of justice to prosecute other people.
That in fact, that statement it sums up everything. Sums up. Yes, I know we all have made mistake at one point or the other, but with the issue of Ned Imaswan and Apoti, and for the fact that he fake people's signature, or he signed people's signature on that petition that they are not aware of, that benefit of that cannot be given to him again.
I agree.
Can't be given to him again. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You committed a crime in the US. We
Mm-hmm.
can say, like Jesus said, let him that have no sin cast the first
Yes.
stone. But if he had not done that because it's going now, it hasn't come up. If he has not, if he just came back and this repentance attitude, the way they rush Koti's, I mean, what law did she break in the house there? Because I can relate with what? With Natasha. I can relate with her position. It's just a chair. But she needs to pass a message across, and that is the point of her passing that message across. There was a video going around of the current president's wife, Tinubu, when she was a senator,
Yes,
literally throwing punches.
yes, he fought Dino Malay, tore his shirt.
Literally, I don't know. Let me see if I have it. I'm not sure if I say have it
No,
here.
no, I have the video somewhere. She fought Dino up to the point that Dino went to her house in Bodlon to go and stand in front of her house. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't have it here again. I have it here where he was practically throwing punch to, and
yes,
I said, really?
to the point
And
that
here
Dino
we
was even telling her that we're going to get her pregnant.
are.
You know, you know. So imagine, and now they tell you that Natasha is the person who misbehaved the most since the
The
senator.
most.
Come on, guys.
I really don't understand. They broke the law more than any other person by their bad governance, by
Yeah,
the money they share within themselves, or
yeah,
the way they loot the money.
yeah.
And they are now saying Natasha Koti
They asked
broke the
is
law.
Natasha. I much you see, I don't I'm not excusing her because she has been following the sharing. At least she's using her own to develop her community, it's okay.
Of course, they're
But
all
she has been
family
following the
friends.
sharing. So
Yeah.
it's not as if she's the best of the best amongst
No,
them. We are
she's not.
simply saying, look, Senator Godswill Akpabio, you may be innocent, but you are not a better senator than Natasha. All of you are at the same level. There's no greater senator.
I don't think he's innocent. In my opinion, which I'm entitled to
No,
have,
see, give him the
I don't
benefit.
think he's innocent.
Give him the benefit. He's a Christian. He's a Catholic. He believes he's
Uh,
holding a. He hold on. That's what. That is the excuse he was giving us now. He has a chapel in his house where they come and say mass.
so what? I have six Bible in front of me. Is it about having a chapel, or is it about
So,
being a pastor, or whatever it
so
is?
he's in touch with God. He has a chapel in his house where when he brings senators, they all go and pray there with a priest, supervising it. My dear brother, forget it. We know say those of now when they call God and do worse than the rest of us.
That's what Jesus said. Now, not all that call upon my name shall be saved, shall enter the kingdom. Excuse me. Finally, the rule 40. I think I have it. I looked at the rule very well, and rule 40 is about. This is rule 40. It states here that a senator can affix his or her name at the beginning of the petition. Rule 44 state that no Senate may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself. How is that possible that I am bringing a petition before you that has to do with me and I can't sign it? How is that a fair house rule? That my own complaint, my personal complaint, not a general complaint, my personal complaint, I cannot sign it. If I sign it, it is null and void. That means you are not going to hear that rule. This
Okay,
is where.
let me tell you
Go
why
ahead.
this is done. Let me tell you why this is done. You see, that's why when I talk about the Nigerian constitution with you, I laugh because some of the things that is done is deliberate. Now, I give an example. You want to now they're trying to River State, they're trying to recall the speaker. But what they don't know is that when they finish signing that competition, that petition, they will still take it to the assembly that will have to approve it. It's not as if they finish signing it, they take it to the chief judge. They take it to the assembly, who will now approve it. So now some of these things are made so that they can constantly have control over
Yeah,
whatever passes into law in
into
Nigeria.
law.
How do you now say I am offended and I feel offended? Supposing the person who I'm going to meet does not agree with what I've said, How then do I present it at the floor? I'll just stay in the house and not be able to make a complaint. Why do
Not to
you
talk.
need? Why do you need another person to countersign? Why not say, okay, when the senator is ready to make a complaint, let one of your consequence in your community sign it. Is that not how it should be? Why should it be another
Yeah,
senator that must have to
another
sign it?
senator to sign it.
So,
Imagine if she
so
had
now,
gone to
like
Ekiti
in the case
Kingdom.
of listen, like the
So
case of Natasha, the first time she didn't get anybody to sign for her. There was nobody who
exactly.
accepted to sign for her because they were all
Who will
afraid.
sign? Who
Nobody
will
wanted to
sign it?
put his name on the line because
Mm,
it is your bread and your chairmanship and the small prayer they used to send to you people at the end of every time.
end of the
You understand what I'm saying? The prayer they sent to them, as he said, So that's why they will not sign. Because if you sign, those prayer will not come. And those prayer don't come small. It's heavy prayer with Holy Ghost fire. You know, I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. You know, so it's heavy prayer. When that prayer hits your account, bam, like this, now immediate
Bah,
answer begins. You know,
heavy.
so nobody wants to sign it.
Unfortunately,
You know,
our prayers not been answered. We've been praying all this while.
is again I blame partly church leaders because they also have their hands soiled and consequently they can't speak out. Because if they don't have their hands soiled, there are some certain church leaders. It's not the same Nigeria where the host was going to warn the military government. Not the same Nigeria.
Yeah, I have one of his video here.
The same Nigeria. He goes to Independence Day and go and warn the governors of Edo State, the military governors of Edo State. The same Nigeria where he get up and he hears that there's a church in Bauchi that is defrauding the people. He goes there and go and warn the pastor.
Let me play one of his old video. It's not. It won't be long. I'll just play one of his old video.
We blamed ourselves enough. We complained enough. We cried enough. We fought ourselves enough. We've hated ourselves enough. It's time to do what the Bible says. In the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2.
Ourselves enough, Ogakiji. We fight ourselves. This is talking about the people now. So when are we going to rise? I keep asking this question. When are we going to rise?
I think we have crossed that Rubicon, my brother. I'm not going to tell a lie. Let me tell you why I said that. You see, the East, no matter what you do to the Igbo people now, I can tell you without, any. We're not going to get up to go and do anything. Because Nnamdi Kanu, who have been speaking, what have they done? Has anybody been able to support him?
No.
Now, both the North and the West are saying, oh, this Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. Oh, you've just discovered. Wow, welcome. It's your morning. We say good morning. Okay? Because you people constantly, continuously to divide the people into pieces and pieces and pieces to there's the center can no longer hold, according to China Achebe. So how do we now start to build a nation? A nation where you have told them that the Igbiram, what's it called now? The Ikwere man does not agree with the Ijaw man. Is that not what this according to Asareda Kubo, Rottweiler is saying there?
I don't like mentioning that guy's name, to be honest. I
Well,
don't
that's what he's
know.
saying. Did you see the
I don't
statement that
know. I
he
don't
made?
know why people pay attention to him.
Who is Ijaw? Who is Ijaw? Who
I
are
don't
the
know why
Ijaws?
people pay attention to him. That guy is a walking dead man, as far as I'm
Because
concerned.
he has money. When you have money, you control the narrative. In
I
Nigeria
don't. I
space,
don't.
remember the people who own the media houses don't
He
always
those who
pay
have the
attention.
money.
So
Yeah,
when they have someone like Wike saying, you are bringing 40 million to come and have a 1 hour talk, they will collect it.
they'll
Because they're going to
collect it.
use it to pay a lot of things, they will collect it, So now you bring him and he's telling you that Ikwere and Ijaw are not one people. He has
Can you
already
imagine?
created a division now. So the Ijaw people are saying, okay, since you think we are insignificant, make your move. We are ready for you. How do you bring peace? And then the president is there looking at him. Ordinarily, in a country that is working.
You would have picked that guy up.
Oh yes, the police would have been there to pick him. Just when he finished, they will be waiting for him at the door. But nobody, they can't even question him.
That guy will not survive prison 1 week. He will die.
They will not even question him. They will not even put him in prison. Because even in Nigeria, when they arrest big man, now house arrest they give you. They carry go guest house, go put you there.
What's his name again? The man-woman guy. What's his name again? Bobrisky.
Yes, Bobrisky. No, but even talking about, you're even going far. The former ADC of the ADC of Buhari was of Jonathan. What was his name? Dasuki. Maybe for the prison, Dasuki they give him picking wipe there. So what are you saying, man? What are you saying? Is it? See, my greatest pain in all of it is that is a non-commissioned officer, NCO as we call them, are the ones brutalizing other civilians, they're the ones brutalize. They don't see the big man to brutalize. Is the Krofo in police, army, soldier, air force, navy, civil service, civil defense. They are the ones brutalizing the Nigerian, the ordinary citizen in the street. They cannot do that to the big man who is cheating them, who is putting them in the position where they can't feed their family.
Put on where we are today.
And then if you see poor man, I saw your body go to court for street. You want to just kill him. You want to just do him something that Abba, man, calm down. If you need somebody to exchange blow with, exchange with your guy who is the minister. Exchange with your general who is commanding you up and down and not paying you, who is putting you in the front line. He can take the money, settle his terrorist, and buy them clothes, give them money, put them in the hotel. And you, who is fighting on his behalf, you have injury, you are in a hotel, you are in a hospital, nobody taking care of you. And then you tell me that we are building a nation? A nation? Really? A nation where the people who are causing mayhem in your country, you are settling them and putting them back into government. The people who they kept in IDP camps are still in IDP camps till tomorrow, looking for what to eat, haven't run away from their livelihood. You tell me we're building a nation? Are you telling me you're building a nation? Really? Tell me, where has it happened before and it worked? Look, man, we have a long way. Maybe as Africans, I don't know. But Nigeria seems to be the worst of all of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm coming up with some other programs later on, which you will be a guest constantly. If I will throw the invitation to you, I would like to once again thank you for accepting to be here, and I will make it. We'll make it a constant thing. But the focus is where we will find a solution. I think the next one I'll do will be on Nnamdi Kanu. What is the way forward? Because it's sad that he's been in prison this long. I've always had the view that it is his own kinsmen, particularly the lawmakers, who have kept him there for that long. It's sad whether we agree with him or whether we like him or you don't like him. It shouldn't be there. It's used as a bargaining chip. Everybody's using him, in my opinion, using him as a bargaining chip. So we'll be here again to talk about Nnamdi Kanu and the way forward, and hopefully it will be released soon. I'll leave the floor for you to give your final words, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Nnamdi Kanu is a worthy son of Igbo land. I remember having tried to cover that infamous September 17th, right? Action in Umuahia. He is a very intelligent, when I say exceptionally intelligent individual. And sometimes when I listen to him, I had to go back to consult my notes, in history, because he just makes you look as if you have not been reading. I agree with you, and I think we will discuss it a little more further. I agree with you that majority of people keeping him Some of those factors are from the East themselves because they know that if Nnamdi Kanu is out, he can, be able to stall their political, life, because he knows that they know that when he says don't vote for this person, people will not vote for him, because the people have seen his sincerity and have seen that he's really looking for the good of the East. Not and now you see the other thing people forget is that when Nnamdi Kanu sat on a meeting, and we are going to elaborate this when we eventually discuss that, with the governors of the East, he wasn't only demanding for what will be good for the East, because the seaport he was demanding for, there's no seaport in Igbo land. He was demanding for seaport for Calabar, for Akwa Ibom, and for River State. Okay. The airports were international airports were demand for. He was just simply saying, why don't you make a airport, Calabar Airport, international, so that when people are coming back from it, they don't have to go to Lagos. So, but the myopic people who see it and see it as if he's saying that, look, the East alone, he said, no. Why will you have a railway plan for the North all the way to Maradi, where there are very few people? But in the majority of your part of your country, where you have more population, you have nothing. So why not make a railway line from Lagos to Calabar, and from Calabar to the East, all the way to the North, so that everybody can be covered? But you see, those who want to, if they want to give a dog a bad name, you so that you can kill it. And then the other way around, there's an Igbo adage that says that when dog bite man, is no news, but when man bite dog, it becomes news. So that is what it is. I'll leave it at that point. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you. Yes, we'll be here again. I will draw the plan out. Way forward for Nnamdi Kanu and the judiciary, the justice system. So again, thank you, and I hope to see you and have a talk with you again. Have a lovely evening, and my regards to the family. God bless.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland, for we love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my people. With love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we from about to go be down to from Warri to Lagos. South road to a house, like road be this one. A road like be this one. My people, like I say, I call show now. We not get leaders for this country.
We not get leaders. But you they active for House of Assembly. You they active for Senate. You they submit petition. They say may they suspend Natasha. How far I come and be? I come and be. We feel say maybe you know they talk for House of Assembly or for Senate House. We not know say you they talk where. Oga, your road to your house is not good. You call yourself a senator, a city senator, Senator Neda Imaswe, fix the road to your house, fix your environment.
All right, the man says, fix your environment. And again, in his video, he said the street leading to Senator Imaswe Street. And so I had to send the reporter. I said, go and find this exact location. Make sure that it is actually, if it is indeed not true, please report accurately. And the reporter went out there and saw the same street where, Mr. Wi-Fi was, and he said it was about 7 houses from the Senator Neda Street. I guess Senator Neda doesn't know that street. Ogofota Street. I mean, that's actually where the street is. But just for the Senate.